Hi guys, welcome back to Edible Escapades. Today we're going to be making sourdough banana bread by Pinch My Salt. We have made this recipe one other time, and so far it has been our favorite sourdough banana bread recipe I think that I've ever made. It might even be our favorite banana bread recipe in general. So I am going to show you the ingredients and show you the process of making it. It's really easy. You just throw everything in a food processor and then we'll bake it, and we'll try it again and see if it turns out really well a second time. I would also mention that this is not technically a vegan recipe. She does have eggs and butter in the recipe. So I made 1 flax egg with 1 tablespoon ground flax seed and then 3 tablespoons of water. And then I also used Earth Balance vegan butter. So I just replaced her non-vegan ingredients, and I actually, the first time we made it, we did use a real egg. We'll see if the vegan recipe turns out. All right, so this recipe is pretty basic. There's not a lot in it. Say hi, Madeline. Are you helping me bake today? No?
Yeah.
So I have our Earth Balance butter just softened a little bit and cut up into chunks. We've got some vanilla, the flax egg. It's a little dark in the bowl, but that's a flax egg. I've got a cup of sourdough starter. Her recipe does not specify whether it should be fed or not fed, but it does say it doesn't matter if it's coming right out of the refrigerator, which leads me to believe that not fed will work, and this is a not fed starter. So that's a cup of starter. Her recipe also only calls for 1 cup of bananas, but I'm gonna go ahead and use all 4 of my really super browned bananas just to use them up. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's flour, baking soda, sugar, and pink Himalayan salt in this bowl. And you put everything in the food processor and blend it up, and then put it into the baking dish and bake it. So we will get started on that. All right, so she has you putting in ingredients in a really specific order. So the first thing you put in is the flour, baking soda, sugar, and salt. So there's the flour, baking soda, sugar, and salt in there. Then you are supposed to pour the sourdough starter over the top of it as evenly as possible. I think the reason she does this is because when you're using a food processor, flour can kind of like go a little crazy. So this keeps it from dusting, I guess you could say. Okay, so there's the starter. Then you put in the butter. I might have to set the phone down for this. I'll be right back. All right, so we got the butter in there, and then I went ahead and unwrapped the bananas, so we're gonna get those put in. Madeline, can you help put the bananas in?
I want to.
Owen wants to help too.
I want to.
Try not to splash anything out.
Okay. Ew.
Yeah, they're kind of gross, huh, when they're really brown. Ew.
Ew.
Did you get them all? Are they all in?
No.
Get the last bit. Good job. Okay, now go wash your hands. So now we've got the banana in there, and I'm gonna fix that one that's right on top. All right, and then the last thing is, well, last couple things. We've got some vanilla, and then the fox egg. If I can pour it in without dropping the phone. Okay, so now we have everything in there. So we're gonna close it up and we're gonna blend it now. So the recipe calls for you to put the batter into a loaf pan type thing, but I always use a square. I think it's a 9x9 or an 8x8 baking dish. I don't know why. I just like it when our banana bread is a square. Maybe it's just easier for cutting and giving to the kids. So I'm gonna grease my square baking pan and then pour the batter into it right now. This is what the batter will look like when you're all done. It's a little dark in the thing, but I think you can probably get the idea. And curious kids ready to eat banana bread. Are you excited for banana bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna pour the batter into the baking dish.
Yeah. Too much.
That looks really tasty. It's a good consistency so far anyway, so hopefully this vegan version works out. So I'm gonna get a spatula or a, what are they called, rubber scraper thingy out to get the rest of that out, and then we'll get this baby in the oven. Okay, so this recipe calls for you to bake it at 350. So I'm gonna put it in the oven, and it says to bake for 60 to 70 minutes, or you do the toothpick test where the center comes out with nothing on it. So we're gonna leave that for I'm gonna do 65. Well, we'll just do an hour and see how it turns out, and then we'll check on it. Okay, so the timer just went off, so I'm gonna poke a thing in to see. It's coming out pretty clean. I'm thinking that this is done. So we're gonna let it sit for a little bit and cool, and then we'll cut into it and try it and see how it turned out. But it looks really tasty and it smells really good. Everybody's trying the banana bread. Is it really, really good?
Yeah, it's delicious.
What do you give it from 1 to 10?
It's good.
A 10 out of a 10.
10 out of 10?
100. It's good.
All right, I'm gonna try some too. It has almost like a crispy layer on the outside a little bit.
It's delicious.
It's so good. This recipe is definitely a 10 out of 10, huh guys?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's keep it.
And it's really moist and dense on the inside.
She
It's
said
really
from
good.
10.
10 out of 10.
I did it.
Paul just got home, so he's gonna try the banana bread now.
I did it.
Owen, be quiet, buddy.
I did it. Try some. I did it.
Aren't you with your mouth open? What do you think?
Why not? Yeah. That's good. Nice and moist.
It's pretty much one of the best recipes we've had for banana bread. What's wrong, Owen? You didn't try some? I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, you did. Owen really likes the banana bread. So this recipe was definitely beyond a 10 out of 10. It was so good, and you saw how easy it was to make, just throwing everything into a food processor and blending it and then pouring it into the dish. Easy cleanup. It was really moist. All the kids really liked it. It had just the right amount of sweetness. It was really I don't know if dense is the right word, but thick, but moist. It was good, very good. We definitely really like this recipe and we'll continue to use it. And I think I really like the taste of sourdough personally, but most of my family don't as much. And so with this particular recipe with a cup of sourdough starter in it, you would almost not even know it's there. You really can't taste the sourdough part of it, which kind of makes me sad because I really like that taste, but it's good for everybody else. But definitely recommend it. Kids love it. Great snack, breakfast, whatever you usually eat banana bread for. But I would definitely say 10 out of 10.